How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we got ourselves some Pokemon news leaks and all the things like that, so let's get started right off the bat with this first thing over on 4chan. Now, this is a 4chan post, which has a few things to say, so let's take a look at it and see what it actually talks about. So, first thing it says here is, hello, I am here to share some information that I got. There's a 50-50 chance that of what I'm about to say can or cannot happen, so take it with a grain of salt, which I feel like I've seen a lot of people say that exact kind of sentence before. So yeah, again, these are rumors on 4chan. Don't take these things as being 100% real. It's always a chance it could be bullshit. But nonetheless, what is it talking about? So, continuing here. There can be Legends ZA glimpse in the upcoming Switch 2 announcement or in the upcoming Pokemon World Championship. Well, yeah, this is kind of sorry, but this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, obviously, we're going to see Pokemon Legends ZA at the World Championship. That's kind of expected. Sorry, maybe I'm judging this one too much. I feel like I'm going into this very hostile. Okay, first of all, the Switch 2 announcement, which is rumored to happen literally at any time now, anywhere between now and like June, July, it should be happening. The announcement of the next, of course, Nintendo console, that being the rumored Switch 2, or the, I guess, iteration or whatever's going to be like replacing the Switch. Basically, that console should be announced in any time now. Like, literally anywhere from now until July, it should be announced so that it can have a proper, like, build-up and hype season, as well as pre-order time for it to be released next year early, right? So that's at least the way I see it, and the way, as far as I'm aware, right? From based on leaks, rumors, all that kind of stuff. So, based on that, logically, I would expect to see Legends ZA there. Why? Because that announcement, I'm guessing the Switch, like, if we look at, like, the Switch announcement, right? If you just look it up on YouTube, how did the Switch announcement work? Because we can kind of base it off of that. So, let's see. Nintendo Switch, Switch announcement trailer. Let's see if we can find it, actually. Because when it was announced, I think it was part of, it must have been part of a Nintendo Direct, I'm gonna guess. I highly doubt that it was just kind of like on its own and without like anything else included with it. So I don't know. I was expecting it, like I'm expecting it to be, you know, because it was codenamed the NX, right? That's what it was actually codenamed. So we go over to YouTube here and we look it up. Like, the problem is there isn't actually a proper, like, there is a trailer here, the reveal trailer of the console, right? That was there, but now we kind of need to find, and I think if we go to Arlo's video here, again, shout out to Arlo for this, but if we look at his, like, little thingy here, it should have, unless he just posted the actual first look, because I'm pretty sure that alongside this, like, reveal of the Switch 2, the Switch 1, like the original Switch, I'm pretty sure it was a part of, like, something else. I don't think they just dropped the trailer on its own, because the trailer itself, like, if we go back here, the trailer itself, here it is, right? This is the actual trailer from 7 years ago, right? Nothing too crazy, but I think it was announced with a Nintendo Direct. I'm pretty sure. Like, if we look at the date here, this was posted on October 20th, right? So let's see, October 2016 Nintendo Direct. Let's see if you can find that actual Nintendo Direct from back then. So this one is from September, so it can't be this Direct. It has to be maybe this one. News from October of that year. Problem is, it's very hard to find exactly, like, the details, because again, it's these directs get deleted for whatever stupid reason. I don't know why they do this. I have no idea why, like, what logic they use when they delete these, but they do delete these Nintendo Directs after a while, which I think is really dumb. But here we go. Here's the actual page that lists all the Nintendo Directs. So we scroll down here to 2016. Let's see. So the 2016 had the Pokemon Direct. We had a Nintendo Direct on the 3rd of March. And then I guess they must have just dropped this as a trailer. And if you think about it, this was dropped in October. If it dropped in October, that must mean that they only had about, because it came out in March of 2017, so they only had one, so they had, let me think, so they had November, December, January, February, March, 5 months to release it. So there's always a chance that they could wait and also announce it around the same time they announced the original Switch. That's always a possibility. The only difference, though, is that when we had the NX Switch, like, there was so many more leaks for this console, like the Switch, you know, before we actually knew what it was, there was so many more pieces of information. So what I'm going to say is this. The chances of a Pokemon thingy showing up at the same time, highly possible. Definitely not an out of the realm of possibility. Also, it would be a good thing to do in case Legends ZA is going to be coming out on the Switch 2 as well, which I doubt I would think it would be stupid not to have a ported version of it on the next console. It's not something Pokemon does. Pokemon usually sticks to, like, their games on one singular console and that's it. But if the Switch 2, as it's rumored, is going to be just a upgrade of the original, like, Nintendo, like, Switch. It's just going to be an upgraded version of it. I highly doubt that the actual firmware and, like, the actual software on it should be that difficult for them to, like, actually make the game compatible with. Again, could be the case. I don't really know, but we'll see. It also says it's going to be in the World Championship. Yes, World Championship Pokemon is in August. It's going to be in Honolulu, Hawaii, and yes, very much like top tier chance we're going to be seeing an actual announcement of some Legends ZA stuff there. It's happened before, so it's not that crazy to assume. He says Generation 10 will be based on India or Mexico. You can't say or. It's one or the other. You can't be like India or Mexico. That I can say with... What? Huh? How can you... Okay, sorry, but this one is annoying me. Gen 10 will be... I just saw a massive bee on my window. Gen 10 will be based on India or Mexico. That I can say 100% guaranteed. How would you be able to say it's 100% guaranteed to be either of those when there's two options? I'm sorry, but okay, that kills it for me there. He says the outsourced Unova game is out there somewhere. Yay. Okay, I'm guessing. The only thing I can think about that is Pokemon Works and Ilka. That's the only thing. The new Pokemon company called Pokemon Works, together with Ilka, working together, bam, making a possibly remakes. That's the only thing I can think of. Next up. Starting from June, we can expect Pokemon news or leaks or something because Pokemon Company will mainly focus on other things like marketing and stuff. They don't want stuff to get leaked like Legends ZA because they are so ambitious about it. And unlike previous games, Game Freak is so excited that the employees don't even talk about it to keep it a secret, I guess. Pokemon Company is watching over us, so not a single leak about the game comes out. Again, I don't know, man. I mean, sure, that's like, okay, first of all, this feels like it's piggybacking off of a different rumor. I've read a different rumor that sounded way better than this, and it said the exact same thing. It said that, hey, and also that's kind of a thing that I have heard from inside people too, that it's like, hey, it looks like the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, everybody's trying to keep this hush-hush, right? Legends ZA was kept hush-hush from everyone, right? They wanted to make sure this game was going to be a massive surprise when it was announced, which it definitely was, okay? The announcement of Legends ZA, like, undeniably is one of the biggest Pokemon announcements we've ever had, except the actual hype for it has just plummeted. Like, people don't really care about Legends ZA right now because there's nothing to work with. We have no gameplay, we have no release date, we only know it's coming out next year, and that's it. We just know it's coming out in 2025, so what's the point of being excited for it, right? Which is why there's fewer of you guys watching even these videos, because there's not really much to say about it as of right now. However, if it's true, though, that they're trying to hide it, if they're that excited about it, if they're genuinely excited about it, which I doubt that's the case, I think that's the made-up part. I think they definitely kept this hush-hush, and they've definitely kept this more on the low end, and there definitely aren't any, like, actually confirmed leaks out right now because of the fact that, like, there isn't any marketing stuff. Like, there's nothing. They need to, like, actually make stuff for things to leak, right? Like, there has to be, like, stuff given to, like, third-party people, right? Like, marketing companies, production companies, manufacturers, stuff like that, because that's how things leak. Games don't usually leak directly from Game Freak or the Pokemon Company. Things usually leak from somewhere along the pipeline, right? Like, if this is Game Freak and they're making the game, this is the Pokemon Company, and then down here is, like, us receiving it. In between this, like, triangle, by the time everything gets from these two down to here, there is, like, several companies that it goes through before it reaches us. There is a company that handles, the promotional stuff, a company that handles marketing. There's, like, a bunch of people that handle a lot of stuff like that. Pokemon Company usually does a lot of that, but there usually are outsourced companies that do it too, and that's where leaks happen, because unscrupulous people rather, they will get their hands on it, and they'll put it out into the world for us to see. So that's fair enough. Now, moving on, though, he says, I can say with my eyes closed that new megas are coming because even a child knows that it would happen or not. There can be a possibility that only ancient Pokemon get new megas. Ancient Pokemon? What is ancient Pokemon? Does he mean paradoxes? For example, X and Y starters can get a third evolution form and also get a mega. Then in newer titles, they can give an excuse that the megas are for their past forms, but they don't even exist anymore, so megas for them again. Keep in mind that this is a theory, not a leak, or was it? No, bro, you lost it, dude. You lost it. This sounds like schizo shit, man. This sounds like somebody that's, like, just huffed too much, man. Like, this, sorry, but this is... I read a lot of these posts. This has got to be one of the worst ones I've read. Sorry, but it just... first of all, most of the stuff here is already kind of self-explanatory. We kind of already expect this, or it's been said by others. Ancient Pokemon, does he mean paradoxes, or does he mean, like, a whole new set of Pokemon? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to give this rumor a 2 out of 10. I'm going to be real. I don't think this is a solid one. However, it did make me talk a little bit about the Nintendo Directs and stuff. Because again, looking through all the Nintendo Directs, man, we've had a lot of Directs in our time. But the thing is, it's slowed down over the last few years in terms of Direct outputs. Like the last Direct we had, if we just scroll all the way up here, the last like proper Nintendo Direct we had was, 14th of September. So September 14th was the last one we had. And of course, this year we did have, what would you call it? We did have the whole partner Direct or whatever, but that one isn't even counted here. Like, look, they haven't even updated this page to show it. Like, it's not even here. You know what I mean? Like, that's already enough of an indication of how little that one mattered and the fact that it basically didn't mean shit. Like, it was just a partner showcase, just like this one, but that one wasn't even listed here. So that's a little, like, there's not even a 2044 listing yet, which is, it is what it is. But nonetheless, my point is that a Nintendo Direct should be on the horizon very soon. We shouldn't be, like, too far away from it just yet. So we should be waiting and seeing what actually happens. Moving on, though, there's this post from Centro who says, looks like the story about the Switch emulator isn't over. Now Discord has banned the developers of Suyu and Sudachi, two popular forks alongside their servers. So yes, looks like Discord is nuking Nintendo Switch emulator devs and their entire server. So yes, they're going after Nintendo Switch emulators 100%. They're not even like letting anything slide. Even if you're not making money off of it, they're still nuking it, which, whatever. I am pro piracy, okay? That's just how I am, okay? So I'm pro piracy, I'm pro emulation, okay? It is what it is. I know a lot of people don't like that, but at the end of the day, I will buy my games. I own basically every Pokemon game. They're all below me there. I pay for my stuff too, but emulators are necessary, in my opinion. There's some stuff you just can't do on the consoles. There's just some stuff you can't. There's some people just can't afford the consoles. There's just some games where, like, hey, I don't want to pay $70 freaking dollars just to play a tech demo. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit shitty, but let's move on. Next one, though, is from Ridlaku. Now, Ridlaku, for those of you who do not know, it used to be a highly regarded leaker. Lately, he has been a little bit disregarded because of the fact that, let's just put it like this. He was a bit of, it seemed like he was a bit incorrect about stuff. People expected a lot more from him, and he hasn't really given any proper information in a long time. However, he said that this is something that apparently he did say a while back. Apparently, he says, originally, there was a feature that could give this mark to any Pokemon. This is the mightiest mark, I think. To give this mark to any Pokemon who joined and won the special 7-star raids in the DLC. But so far, only Mew uses this way, and you need to keep playing this game if you are the mightiest mark collector. So yeah, and then people are, of course, going after him for, not leak something. He says, not the time. Again, I don't really think he has much to leak right now. I think his sources are pretty dry at the moment. I think he definitely has sources and information, but he did say, and again, I keep repeating this, but people seem to ignore it. This man did say, last year, that this year was going to be dry. He said it already last year, oh yeah, the first 6 months, don't expect shit from me. And he's right. He's not wrong. It's nothing this year. There's nothing to work with. It's very dead on the leak front. I can tell you that, like firsthand. There's just nothing coming through. I'm hearing nothing in the grapevine. There's nothing over anywhere on the internet. There's nothing from the people I know. There's just nothing. So, yeah. Moving on, though, we have some official Pokemon news. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the Pokemon Scarlet Violet mightiest Meganium Terra Raid Battle event, which has begun its second round, with Blissey returning as an additional raid as well. It's going to be running until the 12th of April. So, until? I think he meant... I'm not sure if he meant until, or I think he meant until the 14th of April, actually, from the 12th. That's, I think, what he meant. I could be wrong here, but I think he got the timings a bit off there for a second. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it is. Yeah, I think he got the timings wrong. It's April 12th until April 14th. That's when the time frame is for these. So definitely go get your hands on the Meganium if you haven't already. Of course, just a great Pokemon to get. There is also guides you guys can follow for that kind of stuff. I do have one on the screen here. I can show you a little bit of a actual setup you could use, which would be, it's actually shout out to specifically. It's going to be a shout out to a specific person here. It's going to be Danny Solo Raids, who makes a bunch of these great videos. I'm going to show you one of the best ones you can run for. Just going to take me a second to find it. Definitely this one right here. The green tea run, guys. So this would require you to basically it's a solo strategy, which you can use. And it would just basically require you to use yourself a Sinistcha and have that bad boy with a Ghost Terror type, item Shell Bell, ability Heat Proof, Modest Nature, and then, of course, using a Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot, Iron Defense, and Rest. As for what you got to do for this Pokemon to actually take this, all you got to do is the following. Basically, when you're using this fella, all you got to do is go for Iron Defense, I think. Iron Defense 3 3 times. Then you gotta go Shadow Ball 3 times, Iron Defense 3 times, Nasty Pot 3 times, then Terrestrialize, and then spam Shadow Ball, and that should be about it. So there's also other sets you can run. I think one of the best ones I've seen against this particular raid, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the best ones you could run is also like Chandelure. Chandelure is actually really, really good. You can also, I guess, use like a lot of other options too. Some people even use Arceus for it. But yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. It's a freaking, come on. It's a freaking Meganium. You shouldn't struggle too much from it. But nonetheless, though, let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be this right here. So it turns out, based on the product page of Pokémon Legends ZA, it seems that the game is not going to have cloud saves, which it seems like it's continuing the trend of how these things work. So yeah, save data cloud, not supported, compatible Nintendo Switch, published Nintendo, genre action adventure RPG, and planned release date 2025 still, so nothing new. And yeah, interesting. Then somebody down here, Sam, says, I'm more concerned about the compatible with Nintendo Switch. They need to move on to a more powerful system. And then Central says, just wait. Now, I don't know if Central knows anything that we don't know. No idea. But, like, I would assume that we should learn more information at some point. Like, I'm pretty sure it's soon we should learn about the new console. Soon we should learn new information that we haven't heard before, especially about, like, this game, too. It should be happening sometime soon, guys. Like, keep in mind, we're done with March, so we already had a month since then. We're halfway through almost of April already. By the end of May and beginning of June, we should be hearing something from everything. From Nintendo, from Pokemon, from everyone. Like, everything should be getting some updates around that time frame. We're just gonna survive until then, boys. We're just gonna survive. Gotta hold it in. Gotta hold it in, boys. All right, moving on next, guys. Here is another post from Gridley Koo. This time he's talking about the development of Scarlet and Violet. It says, during the development of Scarlet and Violet, the stats of Paradox Pokemon were changeable in battle according to the weather and terrain of the field. But because of some bugs, they ended up being a held item, the booster energy, for a substitution of presenting this feature. Which is really, I mean, fair enough. And then somebody else says, isn't that what happens in the game already, or was it a straight-up stat change? It says it was a straight-up stat change. So it's going to be a literal stat change based on weather, but instead they went for the booster energy, which I digress. It is what it is, sure. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next thing, which is, guys, it's over. It turns out that, yeah, you can't no longer use any of the multiplayer features in X and Y or Pokemon, Sun and Moon, right? Really any of the 3DS games or the Wii U games, because it's all shut down now. And it turns out the Pokemon Bank should still continue. Apparently, Pokemon Bank will continue to be available for a limited time to be determined. When it eventually closes as well, Pokemon can no longer be legally transferred from previous consoles to Nintendo Switch. Decades of memories that will be left behind forever. And yeah, that's going to be it, boys. That's that. Right now, please transfer your Pokemon from Bank. Please do it, because I'm telling you, that shit's going to be gone soon. And once it's gone forever, lads. And you're not going to be able to get your hands on it ever again. And your Pokemon are going to be stuck in the past forever. That's like literally it, man. So yeah, if you want to get stuff, get it now. Get it while you can. It's your only chance, lads. Your only chance. But yeah, it is what it is. Nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be pretty much it for that. Let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be this post right here from Soul Silver, who says, did you know there's actually some precedent for the A, so he's talking about the A in the ZA logo, in Legends ZA, to possibly represent a new A-shaped legendary. Now, there was a legit cut content from Pokemon X and Y, and in that cut content, 2 missing Pokemon were found, one of which, TCRF, speculates could have been a legendary Pokemon due to its placement in the Pokédex. It would have also come right after Zygarde in this beta Pokemon Dex entry, right? Also a fun fact, but there are other missing Pokemon you may have heard about, is speculated to be a mid-stage evolution for the Avalugg line. I'm always so fascinated by the idea of what they could have looked like, and maybe we'll see what this missing legendary was in PLZA. Now, looking down here, we can see here, 750 is completely missing due to its replacement. It's likely there was a evolution stage between Bergmite and Avalugg initially planned. Fair enough. Moving on, we have down here, I guess we get to the legendary trio, which is 716, 718, then removed, completely missing due to its placement. This might have been an additional legendary or mythical that was removed. Interestingly, the overworld model from Mewtwo in the Unknown Dungeon is the only counter Pokemon model that does not use the correct national dex number. Instead, it uses XXX1. This could suggest that Mewtwo's placement here might have been a later addition, as it doesn't match with any overworld Pokemon, such as Zygarde in the Terminus Cave, which uses 770 in its model name, matching the index order. Ordered, and then, of course, you have 719, and that's the, ordered as the Ansible Canyon, and finally Hoopa, which is interesting, man. It is really interesting. But yeah, it's a strange one. If you guys want to look into it yourself, it's over here on this website, tcrf.net. It's Pokemon X and Y. It's all the cut content. I'm going to be making a whole video on this, specifically talking about all the stuff that was cut from Pokemon X and Y that could make a reappearance and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this in a future video for sure. I have a whole thing planned for this, so don't you guys worry. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about. Okay, we're gonna have some stuff to talk about. But nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much summarizes most of that. I don't really think there is much else to regards to today to talk about, but I'm going to be ending it there. I want to thank you guys all for watching, of course, as per usual. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.